Some time ago, I filmed a podcast episode where I thought it'd be a fun little challenge to take a bite of a banana and give you a reason why you shouldn't start a podcast. And I thought it'd be kind of fun. But after listening to it, I thought, maybe that's not very fun. Kids these days don't want to listen to that. So instead, I think I'm gonna play that old episode, but I'm gonna pause it to give my thoughts and commentary on what's currently happening. Maybe like a play-by-play narration. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I am really smart. Okay. Here it is. Here's that episode, and I'll pause it to give my thoughts as the podcast plays out. Enjoy. Don't even try it. Okay, so right off the bat, I thought that I would try this new cold open, like, what if it was like my catchphrase, to have like a cold open to just say like, don't even try it, like, I don't know. I think it still holds up, but I'm putting it on pause for now. Anyways, we're gonna start this over, okay? Don't even try it. Hello and welcome to the podcast. There it is. It's the title of the show. It's like, you think I'd say like hello and hello to hello and hello to the hello and welcome to the hello and welcome to the podcast. You'd think that that's what I say, but I don't. I just say hello and welcome to the podcast, and it's the name of the show. I like to think that like if Ross from Friends like started the show and it's like Friends, Okay, yeah. Hello and welcome to the podcast, where I take a bite of a banana and then tell you a reason that you shouldn't make a podcast. So yeah, that was the whole premise for this podcast. I think I may have said that earlier, may have not. I don't know. I think that it had potential. Possibly like a whole spin-off series where I take a bite of a banana and then tell you things. I don't know. You should send me an email or a comment saying if you'd like that to be a future series, maybe. I don't know. Let's see how the rest of this podcast goes. That you shouldn't make a podcast. Let's get started. Yeah. I'm tired of waiting. Oh, I'm chewing the banana here. Podcasts are a lot of work to make. Yeah, that's true. Podcasts are a lot of work. I spend a lot of time editing and writing new music for the podcasts that have music. It's something to definitely consider before you start a podcast. Is that it is a lot of work. And so you're gonna have to be ready for that commitment if you so decide. You can also hear before I pause the clip there that I do take another bite of the banana. So let's listen to how I chew that banana. Sometimes you'll film a bunch of podcast ideas all day and you won't have any good ones. Yes, that happens quite a bit, actually. There's been multiple occasions where I've filmed several podcasts, after like a long creative process or like a good run of having some podcasts that I've felt very good about. I'll film like 2 or 3 more and I just won't be happy with them. This banana episode definitely came near the end of one of those kind of ruts. The ruts following successful podcast episodes. Yeah. So I definitely something else to consider. is that you'll have a lot of wasted podcasts. Not wasted. You're getting out ideas, but you can't use every part of the buffalo. If you want to make a video podcast, you're going to forget to set up the camera midway through recording. Yeah, no, I would never do something like that. But you might, but not me. I wouldn't. You have to design like a whole set so that people don't think that you live like a trash garbling gremlin hobo. So yeah, I actually designed a set for filming video podcasts at one point. I had the Garfield mugs in there from the Garfield mugs episode. And so I actually made kind of a complicated portmanteau there that I think I want to explain. I said trash garblin gremlin hobo, something along those lines. And that is a portmanteau of trash, goblins, gremlins, and hobos, homeless people, but with kind of more of a connotation of like 1920s America. So I thought I would be really clever and combine all of those together into one word, to be a little endearing or goofy, but because sometimes if you're working on a podcast, you get caught up and there's cables everywhere, and other things like discarded open cans from the can opener episode just everywhere. Oh god, that's actually a lot of cans. They're all open thanks to this trusty can opener. It's a good sound, isn't it? Anyways, should probably press on. Sometimes your first take of eating the banana and then saying something after it is going to be unusable. So you're just going to have to suck it up and eat a whole nother banana, even though you already had lunch that day, and you don't really want another banana. Because the first banana was fine, and you think that it's a stupid idea for a podcast anyway. I'm not going to listen to it. Yeah, that was my second take, actually. This whole podcast is my second take of eating the banana. Emotions were a little high on set, but so were my potassium levels. Big banana breakfast is how it goes. Listen. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I've got a big banana breakfast. It was after lunch, but it was still... It's a metaphor. I must have had some banana, maybe, I think it was like caught in my throat or something. I was just breathing, just like normal breathing there. You guys breathe, right? You know how it is, right? Yeah. You do. Anyways. Reason number 5 why you shouldn't start a podcast is because there's a lot of podcasts out there, and with a name like your dumb podcast name, whatever it might be, no one's gonna find it. Yeah, the industry's definitely saturated. All sorts of sound and entertainment based medium is really there's a lot of it out there. So you really have to stand out in some way or another, and whatever you choose to name your podcast, let's face it, all right, let's just face the facts with some reason here. It's not going to stand out as much as you think it will. It's really difficult to find a good name for a podcast. And so that's just something to consider when deciding if you want to start a podcast or not. Is how are you going to stand out from the rest? What's going to set you apart? How are you unique? That's some good ASMR right there. I think that I didn't publish this because I didn't want any weird comments, but I think it's some high quality ASMR. Yeah, I've always been talented, you know. So much banana. Yeah, that was a lot of banana that day. But like I said, potassium levels were good. Looking back, it was a worthwhile experience. Reason number. So you can actually hear me click there. That was me checking to see what reason number it was. You're gonna have to learn how to keep track of your thoughts. That's a lot of effort. Yeah, sometimes you just show up and you're just so scatterbrained that you can't film anything coherent that day. You know how it is in the podcast industry, right? You gotta be prepared. Gotta have a script. Gotta be competitive to compete. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be competitive to compete. I should put that on a t-shirt. So this is actually something common in a lot of my podcasts. I like to have quiet moments, pauses between words. Time to think, not just for me, but also for you. Some time to maybe take a deep breath, realize where you are, that you are in fact listening to a podcast still. Some sort of time to ground you. I think it's really important to have a couple of silences in. It can't just be constant stream. Okay. Another reason is that you're going to have to upload all of your podcasts to the internet, and it uses electricity when you do that, and you want to be responsible and save the planet, and so you won't. Yeah, pretty much everything that we do consumes electricity, and it's kind of like a paralyzing fear that everything we do just takes and takes and takes. Another reason that you shouldn't start your podcast is that you only have selfish content to make, and it's not really of value to anyone, even yourself, and so you're just rambling in front of a camera and eating a banana. Yeah, really. When you start a podcast, you should be asking yourself, what value do I give to other people? And you might think, well, just me, I'm valuable, aren't I? And so what I give is valuable. And well, that's true of some people, some like better people. That's not everyone, you know. I don't know what I was talking about with the banana though. That seems unrelated. There's just a lot of reasons why you shouldn't try and why you should listen to my podcast instead. And I hope I've convinced you today. That's how it ends. That's how the whole podcast ends. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It was a good podcast, you know. I just thought there were a couple elements there that might need my, you know, I was kind of caught up at the moment. I didn't have my thoughts too much in order. like I normally do. So I figured that I would come back with my patented confidence and narcissism to smooth things out for you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hello and Welcome to the Podcast. I'm gonna make some music to play us out.